I'm Alina Chacon from Kvichak Fish Company. I'm here with Chef Phil Delavu and one of our good customers, Paloma, from the farmer's market. We get a lot of questions about how to cook fish, and so we have a professional to teach us here. We're here at the Bridger Kitchens in Bozeman, Montana, and we're ready to learn to cook some fish.
Perfect. So we have a beautiful piece of halibut here. Let me brought up. And we've pulled this guy out, and the big thing is we want to let it come to room temperature a little bit. Because if it's ice cold, you're going to have to try and catch up to it. And you're going to have trouble having an equal temperature throughout the whole fish. So what we're going to do, we're going to let it give it a little bit of salt. And then let it sit for just a little bit. And while that gets ready, we're just going to get a few ingredients together for it. So we're going to need a piece of thyme and a lemon wedge, and then just a little bit of water. So for a pan, anytime you're cooking fish, you want to make sure you have a really thick bottom pan. What that's going to do is that's going to help trap heat in there. And when you put down a piece of fish, it's going to cool down wherever that goes. So the thicker of a saute pan, the quicker it can rebound and put heat back into it, because the thick bottom of a pan will conduct more heat. Sticking.
And that pan is olive oil?
Yeah, this is Italian, I believe.
Italian.
Yeah. So I'm just going to dampen it just a little so that we can not have as much popping when we add this thing in there. So in there, in the pan. And I just press on it just a little bit. And what it's going to do is flatten the bottom of the fish and give a nice even sear on it. They also make fish weights that you can get that you set down right on top.
Fish what?
Fish weights. They're essentially just little panels of metal that you can set on a piece of fish and gives you a nice even sear on it. Oh no, I just want to use a little spoon right in here. And so you want to kind of turn your pan every now and then, change where the heat's coming from, keep it nice and even. And you can see the white starting at the bottom there.
Yeah.
Right? That's the fish starting to cook. What we're kind of looking for is for that white line to come up about 25-33% of that fish. And that's when we're going to start basting it a little bit. So, now I'm going to throw some thyme in there with it. Let's do a little sprig. Let that kind of sit in the oil and you can smell that get a little fragrant.
What is the thyme and what was the other thing?
Just thyme in there so far. And then we're going to hit it with a little bit of water.
Oh. Look at that. That's all the baking has
Water and a big squeeze of lemon. Just take it and start slowly spooning this over the top. Right? You can see that color change just a little bit there. So, if you ever take your fish spatula, this is absolutely the best tool for cooking fish, is a proper fish spatula. So you see it's coming right off the pan right here. Right?
Yeah.
So you flip it right on top. A nice light sear on it. It's not too crunchy so that this isn't going to be well done while this is rare.
Kind of soft.
Yeah. So I add a little olive oil to the pan. And that's going to create just a little, and this is a really good spot for butter too if you'd prefer, but we're going to keep it nice and healthy. So stir that up. And what that's going to do is going to kind of glaze your fish just a little. And what we're just going to do, we're going to take it off the heat for just a second. We're going to put this right into the middle of the fish. You put your fingers to where that ends. And you just want to feel this. And that's going to essentially tell you what the temperature of the inside of your fish is. So if it's cold, it's raw. If it's very hot, it's well done. If it's about the same temperature as your skin, think about that's about 98, 100 degrees. And that's a really good kind of sense of where medium rare is medium. So we're going to test this one more time. Great. Okay, I feel good about this. We're going to pull this guy out. Set it down. And then we can make a really tasty sauce to go along with this that I really like,
yeah.
very healthy. So we're gonna start with some broccoli. We're gonna take it, we're just gonna throw it into this pot of boiling water we have back here. Outside is gonna warm up faster. It's gonna get cooked and you'll be like, oh, this looks like it's very cooked. Well, your inside hasn't had a chance to catch up. And then just doing it on a low, slow, not thinking about it too fast, letting the muscles kind of work together to come together.
So Phil, for your average cook, just
Mm-hmm.
plain home person, what do you think is the easiest way? Is probably this sautéing or
Yeah, that-
baking or?
We can also bake it. And we can go over a little baking here in a second because I like using kind of the same technique for baking in all fish, really. You can do everything from a flatfish to salmon to, you know, head fish like bass. So we're going to take about half of a jalapeno, throw that in there raw. So we'll take a few scallions.
Oh, yeah, I think that's what you said, mayonnaise.
So we're gonna add some of this steaming hot broccoli here. So we're gonna hit this little parsley in here. And this, we just give it a nice little rough chop.
That's curly parsley, right?
Mm-hmm. Curly, flat leaf, it'll all work for this. We're just really trying to pull out some nice chlorophyll and herbaceousness for the sauce. We got here. Oh, and of course, just a little bit of coconut milk. So I add about a half can of coconut milk into that. And we're just gonna give it. And your doctor will appreciate that you're making a sauce out of broccoli.
I was gonna say, this has to count as a vegetable.
Oh yeah. There we go. Because as we know, being an adult is just sneaking vegetables into your diet. So we're gonna give it a quick little taste. Here, yeah.
Thank
Try
you.
this. So. So it still needs a little bit of salt
It needs to be.
and a little bit of lemon juice here. So we want a little bit of acid. So, pinch of salt in there. And then just a few of these. Oops. All right. Try this one more time. Okay. So this is going to come across just a little salty with the dense fish. Yeah.
And the color is a good idea, you know, green and yellow
Mm-hmm.
and white.
You know, try not to pour it on the fish. That's not the best look, but
Just around.
put the obligatory piece of herb on the side of it. Look at that.
Wow. Has a face.
Yeah. So here we go. Why don't you let us know what you think about it? So let's see if this is the proper consistency of halibut for us.
Oh, okay.
There you go.